Yo, what's going on everyone? It's Ali from the Source Park here. I hope you're all doing well. We're back for another skateboarding tutorial today, and today I'm going to teach you how to do a pop shove it. Let's go. So a pop shove it is one of the most basic flat ground tricks you can do. I'd say it's probably on the same level as doing an ollie, because some people actually learn how to do shove its before they can ollie, because you can do a pop shove it without popping the board. So you can just do a shove it and just get the board round and land on it. So I'm going to go into both ways that you can do it and hopefully give you some tips to help you with them. So a pop shove it is where the board spins 180 degrees and you land back on it. So your body's not spinning at all. You're staying completely still and the board's spinning 180 degrees and you're landing back on it, okay? So there's a backside pop shove it and a front side pop shove it. So the one that most people learn is the backside pop shove it first. So I'm just going to teach you that one today. Maybe I'll do another tutorial on the front side one. A good starting point for learning pop shove its is just getting the board around first without actually standing on it. So you're just going to put your board down on the ground and you just need to flick it and spin it round. So to do that, you're going to put your back foot, you're going to put it in like the little pocket of the board. So in like the top part of the board here in the corner of the tail. So with that, you're going to push down and you're going to scoop the board back. So all in one, so down and behind you. So that's going to scoop it. So like, yeah, so you want to try and get it round and just get comfortable with that scoop, all right? And trying to get it as close to like a pop shove it as you can. Just try and get that perfect 180. Because when you actually come around to doing the pop shove it, that's what you're going to be doing with your back foot. You're going to be scooping the board around, okay? So just try and get comfortable with that first. So the foot position for a pop shove it, you want your front foot kind of like in a bit of an ollie position. So just how you would have it on your board normally if you were going for an ollie. And then your back foot, you kind of want it in this little bit here so you can scoop it back with your toes. Well, that's how I learned it anyway. Now when I do them, I kind of have it a little bit lower down because I have a bit more control over the board. But yeah, having it in this little pocket here really helps when you're learning it to scoop it round. And then it's all on your toes, okay? So you're using your toes here to scoop it round and you're kind of standing on your toes with this foot. So you're gonna be on your toes, bend down, ready to go. And then as you're coming up and pulling your wheels up, you're scooping this foot backwards. So the scoop is all in that back foot. So as you're coming up and it's popping, you're just using that to spin it round. Right in that corner, scoop round. So once you've got comfortable with the foot position, the next stage would be to probably try it on grass. Like I've said with all the other skateboard flip trick tutorials, trying them on grass first is the best thing to do because there's no chance of you slipping out, or if you do fall over, it's not really gonna hurt that much. And you can just get comfortable doing it. Just try and get it round and get your feet on the bolts. That's the most important thing when you're landing, to have your feet wide apart. Never have your feet close together when you're landing a trick because it's just going to throw your balance off completely. You can also practice a pop shove it motion on a skateboard with no trucks. So if you have that or you want to take your own trucks off, you can put just the board on the floor and then it's really easy to just practice the motion without any risk whatsoever. I've said in a lot of other tutorials that when you're practicing flip tricks, you can like hold onto a wall or something like that, but with a pop shove it doesn't really work because the board travels forward. So if you're standing up against a wall holding onto it, the board's just gonna smash into it. So I wouldn't recommend that. I remember when I first started learning pop shove its, something that I always thought in my head before I'd done them was to jump forwards, because when you're learning pop shove its, the board spins like, it goes in front of you. Now I've been doing them for years, it kind of stays underneath me, but when you're first learning pop shove its, the board kind of travels like parallel. So every time I would do one, I'd be standing on the board and I'd be just imagining myself jumping forward. So when I spin it, I knew the board was gonna land somewhere roughly here. So I'd be jumping forward, like kind of just preparing for it, trying to judge where it was gonna land. So I'll be on my board with my foot in the pop shove it position, ready to go. And then I'll just be looking here, like I kind of know the board's gonna travel forwards. So I'm gonna scoop it and go forwards, even though that was absolutely awful. You get what I mean? I jumped along and the board moved along. So just try and judge it. Now when I'm actually doing them properly, I kind of pop them up a bit more and they stay underneath me. but it's definitely something that happens to a lot of people when they learn it. You've got to go forward with it, like jump forward and prepare for where it's going to land. And mess about with your foot positions too, because you might prefer to have your foot like higher up or lower down. I'm sorry, I keep repeating myself in all these tutorials, but it's the same kind of tips for a lot of tricks. It's, yeah, just practicing and like having a play about with it and just seeing what works for you, because everybody's different. So I said earlier in the tutorial, you might be doing a pop shove it or you might be doing a shove it. So the difference between that is, well, it's quite clear, isn't it? There's pop in one and there's no pop in the other. And it's quite common for most people when they learn this trick to just be doing a normal shove it first. So you're not even going to be popping the board. And when you're doing it that way, you have to be kind of quick with your back foot because the ball's not popping and going up into the air and it doesn't have any air time. It's less time for the board to spin around. So you need to be quick with that back foot and just try and get it around as quick as you can. I'm going to try and do one right now, but I'm sure it's probably not going to go that well. So yeah, just with your back foot, you're going to be going down and just scooping it backwards. So every time I try and do something on camera for a demonstration, it just never works. So yeah, it's just going to be a quick flick around, you know, the board's not popping, it's not coming off the ground. It's just a really quick spin around. That one actually did pop a little bit. And sometimes people actually prefer to do fakie shove-its rather than shove-its because they just work a lot easier. Because like I was saying with the shove-its, you kind of jump forwards, but if you're going fakie, it kind of just follows your path, so it's just rolling along with you. So definitely try out some fakie shove-its. And if you don't know what fakie is, it just means going backwards. So try and ride backwards on your skateboard and do a shove-it. It's actually so much easier. So when it comes to doing an actual pop shove-it, it's a lot more like when you're doing an ollie or something like that. You're going to be compressing down a lot more and you're going to be really jumping up and snapping the tail first. And then as the tail snaps, you're going to be scooping it back, like in one motion. So the second you feel that tail hit the ground, you're pulling it back to finish off and then just waiting for the board to come round. And yeah, it should stay a lot more underneath you when you're actually doing pop shove-its. It's more just the shove-its where it actually travels in front of you. So I guess that's it. That's another skateboard tutorial done. I hope this has helped you guys with your pop shove-its or given you some tips to try them. Pop shove-its are a really fun one to learn and they're an important skateboard trick. You'll be using them all the time when you can do them. So get out there and get practicing. I'll see you next week. Peace.